Welcome back, stream. I don't know why I always do this to myself. I always get stream going when I'm still trying to figure out my entire setup and earbud and plugging the mic in and everything. But it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's great. Everything's fine. I'll stick with everything's fine. Great's a stretch. Is this cooled enough yet? No, it's not cooled enough yet. Ow. That hurt. Okay. Intelligence at its finest. Let me up on the bed. Alright. Anyways, hello stream. Howdy howdy. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not putting my headset on because I really don't feel like having my headset on, but I'll leave the mic like in front of me so you guys can hear me. I ran out of title ideas for this, to be honest. I just keep tracking what day I am. Why does it sound like my cat's throwing up? She's throwing up out there, isn't she? Don't give me that look. Oh god, okay. Jesus. It is quite a day for me already, and it's only like 5 p.m. The cat? Oh, she's okay. She throws up fairly often, not like every day, but at least a couple times a week, and it's usually her own causing, because she usually overeats and then throws up too much food, or if her food bowl's empty for longer than like an hour, she throws up acid, because she's incredibly overweight and eats a lot. So, but I appreciate the concern. I do keep up with her and keep an eye on her. I'm just so used to her at this point that I don't really run to the vets for everything, partially because it's expensive for them to just tell me, yeah, she's just fat and lazy, and partially because it's just, I'm kind of used to her antics by now. So I wanted a big cat really badly, but you can't tell that when you get kittens, obviously, besides mainly knowing a little bit about how big their parents are, but even that's not a guarantee. Her mother was tiny. Her mother, like, looked like an entire basketball when she was pregnant, and it did not look comfortable for her at all. But what we thought was her father was like a pretty big cat. He had a big chunk of head and everything. His head was the size of some dog heads, which doesn't say much because, I mean, Chihuahua heads are tiny, but yeah. He was a pretty big cat and pretty tough cat, so I was hoping she might get the big genes, but she's a pretty small cat. She's like supposed to be 5 to 8 pounds, 8 pounds being the highest end of what she's supposed to weigh. Normally like a 5 to 6 pound cat for her size. Tiny. She's like the size of most kittens, and she currently weighs over 10 pounds, which is fun. I had a cat that used to weigh like 12 pounds when he was underweight. I like big cats, but alas, just a tiny girl. She can't really, the problem is, we have 2 cats in the house, and the other cat's also a pretty small cat, but is a little underweight. She's like a 4-pound cat right now. She should be around 5 to 6 as well. So we have to give them a regular decent amount of food. We give them separate food bowls because they don't love to eat out of the same one. They'll kind of trade food bowls throughout the day if they're not sitting at their food bowl, but they don't love eating out of the same one. And the problem with that means that the underweight cat needs to have more food but can't, because if we put more food in her bowl, the other cat that's overweight will just eat it. I wanted like big as in like decent sized. I don't particularly want fat animals. I'm very not the type of person that's gonna like make an animal obese and think it's cute. I don't like overfeeding or having incredibly overweight animals. But yeah, so the cats kind of share food, which means we can't really put one on a diet without the other one under eating as well. So it's just kind of a matter of exercising her, which is trial and error since she's very lazy and doesn't seem to like most toys. We just keep trying new toys to see if we can get her to exercise. she gained a lot of weight when I got her spayed, so it's just been a trial and error of trying to get the weight back down off of her some, because she's so overweight that she literally like wheezes when she breathes sometimes, and it makes me very concerned. She's almost 5 years old now, so yeah. Fun times. Not really. Yeah, I don't know. I'm super strict about my animals being a decent weight. I hate the whole internet trend of people like having really, really obese animals and thinking it's cute or funny and being like, oh, he's a chonka. I mean, I'll call things chonka, but God, making your animal unhealthy seems kind of like a bad idea, you know? I'd rather have my animal be healthy and live longer than get some amusement out of it looking stupid. Evidently, I've seen so many goddamn people that post online of their pets that are like, oh, he's so cute, he's a chonka, and I'm like, your animal is chronically obese, like, huh? But I don't know. It's a whole thing that I don't understand. I feel like it's the tism that makes me not understand, but I don't know. Yeah, understandable, and that's good. At least you're on the good side of the internet. It's weird. I feel like people don't understand what a normal weight is. A decent amount of pet owners don't understand what a normal or healthy weight is for animals. Like, they get upset if they can see any part of the rib cage of their pet, when actually, like, veterinarianly is definitely not a word. It's better to have like the end of their rib cage slightly visible, because that's how, like, to have that kind of difference between their rib cage and then their stomach area, because that's generally what a healthy weight is for most animals. But a lot of people just see any bit of rib cage and think that their animal is underweight and they must overfeed them right now. I don't know. Some animals even need more than just the bare edge of their rib cage showing, but it depends on the animal and everything as well too. Lou, what are you doing? Come here. Come here, Lou. Dantes! Hi! I don't know how I'm feeling. I was gonna talk about that and I haven't yet. It's been a day. It's only like 5 p.m. and it's been a day. Come here, Lou. Trying to get the cat up on the bed. There she is. Hey! What are you doing, baby? Did you fall up? You okay? Yeah, Wheezy. Hi. Hi, Wheezy. What are you doing? Alright, you lay down and relax. Be nice to her, Nix. Yeah. So, the appointment went okay. It was pretty much all the tests I expected to happen minus one, because they didn't have anyone in to do one of the tests. So, lovely invasive stuff, which I can talk to you about in whisper, Dantes, because I'm not going to talk about people being all up in my business. It wasn't as painful as I expected, luckily, but it definitely was painful, and it was not a nice time. But it's okay right now. I get the lovely gauze pad and tape on my damn arm from them taking labs for blood work. Which I think I freak the lab people out every time, because A, I really don't care about watching them put the needle in me. B, I like watching them take the blood because it's interesting to me. And C, I pretty much automatically know which arm they need because of how many times I've had blood work done. Actually, 9 times out of 10, I'll request which arm for them to do, because I've gotten blood work done like 3 times in a row before, so I'll usually tell them to switch arms. Yeah. Luckily, they don't have any issue finding my vein for blood work, so that's at least decent. But it's a whole thing. I don't know. I think they took like 4 vials of blood today. They're doing a bunch of tests. Yeah, I like it. I don't mind it. I don't love it, but it's fun to have like the squeezy feeling. But that's like the fact that I like humans just... It's not a Dahmer conversation. The fuck? I mean, the heck? God, I try not to swear on stream. Yeah, I like the pressure. But we've talked about the fact that I literally don't mind, like, full humans laying on me because it's pressure and it feels nice, so yeah. I'm literally talking about a doctor's appointment. The hell Dahmer does that have to do with? Anyways. So yeah, they're doing a bunch of tests, and I'll have the results probably in like a week or so, I think they said. Yeah, fair. But Nyx was oh no, not like lean on me, like literally I will ask someone to either squeeze me as hard as they can or lay on top of me with their whole body weight because I need the pressure as like a human weighted blanket, but I'm autistic, so the actual pressure helps. But yeah, anyways. Nixie was fun for the car ride. Bailey's fine, she don't care about anything ever, but Nyx is still the lovely reactive girl that she is, and was barking at people like 90% of the time. She scared the hell out of some old dude that was next to us while I was driving, because he was driving by us, and then we both got a red light, so he had to stop next to my truck, and if it's like on that side of the truck that she likes to sit in, because she sits in the passenger seat, and she sees that there's actual humans. Yeah, I know. I know, Dante. But honestly, you can say whatever you want. You know you own my chat at this point, and I do not care what you say. And if anyone has a problem with it, they can be the ones that end up getting in trouble for having a problem with it. Yeah, so she was barking at people, but she did okay, at least. I messaged my friend Christy, and I took a picture of her and messaged my friend Christy, and I'm like, this dog thinks that she's my permanent passenger princess for the rest of eternity. And I was like, it's fine, because she actually is. Get over here and you can. Now. Please. But yeah. Fun times. They didn't actually give me much answers. They didn't give me much answers when it comes to any of the pain and stuff that I've been dealing with. I am switching birth controls, which I'm talking about because now we're down to 1 viewer instead of 4. I don't know why we hit 4 viewers, Jesus Christ. But yeah, they're switching me birth controls. Switching me for birth controls. Because I'm kind of sick of the patches. They're driving me a little nuts. But it's going to be essentially the same or very similar, but in pill form, because I don't want them putting any of the weird stuff in my body. I know, right? It was like 4 viewers, and I'm sitting here like, I got on stream to talk with Dantes. I don't know who the fuck all of you guys are. I mean, I don't swear on stream, what? I know. I was talking like in circles, not knowing what the hell to talk about. That one person that was talking in chat came into stream as I was saying my cat's throwing up, and they're like, shouldn't you get that checked out? I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't have thousands of dollars to go to the vet every time my cat breathes wrong. Yeah, that was my brain the whole time. It went from like 0 to 1 to like 3 to 4, and my head's just like, I don't like this. I don't like this. Give me away. Help. Get me out of here. No, if I ever hit over 10 viewers at once, I'm gonna like curl up in a ball and just scream. And not in a good way. I will just be scared. Me too. I was like, I can't talk about what I normally talk about because y'all are watching and I don't know who the hell y'all are. I don't know you. It's just the whole thing, I guess. I even didn't add like a decent title to it because I didn't think it would bring people in, but I guess people just decided to drop in. Thank you. Also, you were at 52 the other night. You're at 52. Good job, baby. I will not kill you. Don't whisper to kill you. Hey. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't as painful as I thought it would be. It was just a lot, and I don't like humans. They tried having like a whole med student come in with my doctor too. They're like, she has a med student, is that okay? And I said, no. Yeah, it's okay. I agree. I kind of figured because of the whole... That was such a weird comment to make. Like, we're talking about blood being drawn for testing, and somehow that's serial killer vibes. Huh? Huh? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand people. But they were also, like, judging me for wanting a big cat and thinking I meant I wanted a fat cat. No, I wanted a cat that was large in size. I obviously don't specifically want an overweight animal. Huh? Okay. Weird. Weird. Big cat does mean cozy cat. My cat I had for most of my life, up until, like, early adulthood, was a big cat, and he was the best. Like, even when he was underweight, he weighed 12 pounds or more. Thick with 3 C's. But yeah, now we're just chilling and trying to recover. I don't know how long I'm gonna be home alone today, but I'm glad to have any time at least, because then I can chat with you. I was so stressed out. I woke up late off my alarms, and then I was trying to rush to get ready, and then he made me late to my appointment anyways, and I was like, ugh. Yeah, why are so many humans NPCs? But I made some tea, and I made something to eat when I got home. Everybody at the doctor's was judging me that I hadn't eaten at 2 p.m. They're like, are you, because they're testing my A1C, like my blood sugars and stuff, and they have to know if you're fasting or not fasting. And I was like, yeah, the last time I ate was last night. And they were so confused by that concept. And I'm thinking, do you guys not, do you have, huh? I mean, I guess it's not normal, but I thought it was normal. I guess it's like a neurodivergent thing or something. Because I just forget to eat, honestly. I don't even purposefully not eat most of the time. I just forget to, unless I absolutely feel like I need to, or unless my body decides to give me hunger cues, and my body doesn't give me hunger cues very often. But yeah, the lady that was taking my blood, yeah, me too. I can't really do like a normal in the middle of things. The lady that was taking my blood was like, are you fasting? And I said, yeah, I guess technically, because I haven't eaten since last night. She goes, girl, how do you do that? It's 2 p.m., what are you doing? And I was like, well, I woke up at noon, or like 12 something for 1. For 2, I wasn't thinking about food when I was thinking about making sure I had enough water for the testing that they were going to do, and stressing out about getting to my appointment on time, and driving. Where is the time to eat and all that? I ain't gonna eat and drive. I mean, I can, but that's just gonna ask for me to have dogs in my face, because I was the one that had to have the dogs in the vehicle when I drove, even though we took 2 vehicles. Yeah. I don't even, like, open my phone while I'm driving unless I'm, like, skipping a song real quick, or sending a voice message. I don't text and drive because, God, fuck that. But I definitely, if I, like, absolutely have to say something, I'll just hit the voice message button and then record it. And then I'll just hit send and close my phone again. Because then it's, like, 2 times that I have to look at my phone, and usually I know it so well at this point I don't even have to look at my phone to hit the buttons. But, yeah. I don't like having my hands not, available when I'm driving, even though I drive one-handed anyways. I was taught in driver's ed when I was a teen. Yeah, probably knowing Lilac. I've had 2 accidents since I started driving. I've been driving for 5 years. Well, I've been driving for almost 10 years, if not longer. I've been licensed driving for 5 years. Anyways, we're not gonna mention the fact that when I was 11, I definitely wasn't legally allowed to be behind the wheel of a vehicle. But it's fine. No, it has been 10 years because I'm 22 now. Jesus Christ, it has been 10 years. Yeah, I was like 11 and 12 behind the wheel of a vehicle. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even being dramatic. I live in backwoods hick country, like, we don't care. My dad wanted me to get a very early start on understanding how to operate a vehicle, and he used to have me drive around in the fields and stuff when he needed me to. Yeah. And then I was driving, like, back roads by, like, 13 or 14. You can't legally start driving in my state until 15 and a half. And at that point, it's only, like, with a adult that's responsible in the passenger seat. And then you can get your license from 16 on, but I didn't get my license until I was, like, almost 18. But I took driver's ed when I was 15 and a half. In driver's ed, we were taught to drive with both hands on the wheel. That went out the window pretty fast because I always learned one-handed. And then I spent, like, 6 hours driving, or, like, 3.5 hours, sorry, because the 3 hours down, I didn't have anything in my lap. When I got my snake, I went to Connecticut to get him, which was, like, a 3.5 hour drive. And on the way back, he was in, like, a little snake bag, and I didn't want to put him in the back and have him be lonely, so I had him on my lap. And because he was on my lap, I would, like, cradle him close to me with one hand, even though he's literally in a bag and he's fine. I would, like, cradle him close to me with one hand and then drive with the other hand. And that's how I drove the whole 3.5 hours back home. So that taught me to drive one-handed again pretty quick. Yeah, he was a cutie. He was a ball python, and he was the cinnamon morph, so he had, like, darker coloring. He was super pretty. I loved him. He should still be alive to this day, but things happened. So, yeah. Fun times. It's probably been a couple years now since he died. I got him around the time that I was turning 18, I think. I think it's been a year or two since he died. Didn't even make it to his full-grown size, god damn it. But, yeah. Fun times. But, yeah. I don't know. It was nice to get out in the fresh air and drive a little, because I haven't driven in a while, and I kind of like driving. But I definitely was ready to come home and just relax, not feeling it. I'll probably have to drive again this weekend when I go see my dad, but until then, I'm all set. I gotta get my vehicle checked again at my father's because there's a couple leaks going on again. I'm pretty sure they're the same ones I've had to deal with before, so it'll take me about 5 seconds to deal with them, but I'm not allowed to work on vehicles in my parking lot at my apartment complex because evidently that's against the lease. So, I think I've told you that before. I had my landlord knocking on my door telling me, you can't have an inoperable vehicle in the parking lot, it's against your lease, because I had a flat tire. And I said, oh, I didn't know that, because I had literally just driven it like 2 days ago. And I said, I'll take care of it. She goes, how are you going to take care of it when you're not allowed to work on vehicles in the parking lot per your lease? I go, what do you expect me to do then? It's one or the other. Which one is it, woman? There is no solution to this that does not involve one or the other. Either you're gonna have an inoperable vehicle in the parking lot, or I'm gonna work on my vehicle to fix my flat tire. Pick one. I don't get it. But yet she didn't holler at me when I literally took apart my entire steering column sitting in the parking lot of my old truck with my father, which took like a few hours. But to be fair, that's a steering column, so we were mostly in the vehicle to do so, so it wasn't like we were like having a bunch of tools out in the parking lot and stuff. Milk in carton boxes. Usually our milk is in plastic jugs, but they still do have carton boxes out there. We had it for like school as a kid when I had school lunches, and I think we get it once in a while when I get food from the food pantry. It's still in like the wooden, or like, not wooden, the cardboard carton. Wooden carton. My brain is operating swimmingly today. But yeah, in like the cardboard carton. It's not bad. I've never really noticed much of a difference. I think I'd rather have it in the carton than having it in the plastic jugs, because the plastic jugs are so cheaply made that it's kind of like leaching plastic into it all the time. I would get it in glass all the time if I could, because there are still some companies that do it in glass, but it's just like way more expensive to do so, unfortunately. Oh yeah, I didn't realize that. I knew that existed for other countries, but I didn't even think of it. Yeah, we usually have like glass bottles or plastic jugs or cartons. Cartons are kind of the cheaper end, but they're not as readily available anymore. They're just kind of for like school lunches, and not that I've ever seen, no. I've never seen it in a bag. I can't think of a time that I have. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, the glass is like the highest end. Like you pay $3 or $4 more just to get the glass, and then plastic's pretty standard. It's just super flimsy, and having so many things in like plastic jugs that they make really cheaply leaches so much like microplastics and blood into your food and your drinks, and it's like, ugh. Yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, I imagine it's normal for most regions, to be honest, because the US does a lot of things very stupidly and backwards. So I definitely wouldn't think that the US way of doing it is the standard by any means. Yeah, I actually just drank milk a little bit ago, too. From a carton, for once. It was one that I had gotten from the food pantry a little while ago. We get, like, shelf-stable milk from the food pantry, so it doesn't have to be in the fridge until we open it. And it's, like, 1% milk or, almond milk and stuff like that. And I think it was used last night to make dinner, so it was open in the fridge. That's so cool. I don't think I've ever seen bagged milk in my life. Now I'm gonna, like, Google it for fun. Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually seen it. I don't know. The US is weird. They keep us very sheltered from things that aren't the way we do it, and it's annoying. Yeah, I can't even say how when it's like that you've only seen carton milk once, because I don't even see carton milk that often here anymore. It was normal when I was in school. We had like little mini cartons, individual ones. Every time I read ingredients on the food that I eat, it just makes me miserable. There are so many ingredients that aren't necessary and aren't good for us in our food. I want to travel so bad. I haven't even traveled that far in the US. I don't know how I'm gonna expect to travel anywhere outside of the US, but I want to. I need to so badly, at least once in my life. Like, I haven't even traveled more than maybe 10 states in the US. But my ass is like, yeah, I'll go overseas and explore. It's fine. I also have never been in a commercial passenger plane either. For an actual, like, flight. I have to clarify commercial passenger plane because I have been in the personal passenger planes that hold like up to 6 passengers, and I've also flown one that holds 2, the pilot and the co-pilot. But I've talked about that story with you, I think, because you were like, what the heck, you flown a plane? Yeah, I definitely think that, like, going anywhere, I would get a pretty, not anywhere, because I do know some European countries and stuff definitely have very similar kind of culture and environments to the US in some ways, but I don't know, I would want to travel for the culture shock, honestly. I wouldn't want to travel just to go somewhere that's similar enough that I'll be comfortable. I want to be able to experience other cultures and other environments and see how other cultures exist. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, you wouldn't get much of a culture shock going to, like, Canada or, like, the UK or stuff like that, but I don't know, I feel like that'd be boring. You know, like, UK is not even up there on my list of visiting, to be fair. I think it's interesting and it has a lot of interesting history and architecture and stuff, but other than that, I'm kind of like, meh. It's, like, not much that I couldn't experience here in some way. If I'm traveling, I want to travel to do or see something that I wouldn't really do or see in the US. I feel like it makes my efforts, I guess, worth my while. I don't know. I always like learning. I like learning new things and exploring, so I want to make it something that's interesting and yeah. Yeah. I agree. I've seen a lot of, or a decent handful of videos of people that were exploring culture and food and stuff from certain African countries, but, oh, why do your eyes hurt? If you hear that, that's Bailey dreaming. She's having quite the dream. You should tell me why your eyes hurt. But I love you too. My cutie. Oh yeah, I just saw that it said you went offline. The hell are you doing in my house? That's not an answer. Also, I wasn't kidding. Like, I don't care how many viewers I have. You can say literally whatever you want, because if someone wants to judge you or be rude to you because of it, I will automatically ban them. I don't care. I don't give a damn. Everyone else can get fucked, in my opinion. Okay. I love you. I missed you, baby. My cutie patootie. Why should I stop? Am I flustering you too much? My handsome man. I love you so much. God, I think I ended up singing on stream last night again after you fell asleep because I started playing music in my ear and it was good songs that I normally sing to, and I just started singing, and then I realized after the fact that the microphone was still on, and I was like, God damn it. And I somehow, like, took 4 deaths in an easy friggin' battle on Smite. It was so bad. I was like, what am I doing? But then there was one other one that I, like, had the best stats of the lobby, so. Which weren't that great. It was like 20-something and 0 and 20-something or something like that. Something loud? I don't want to be loud. And you don't need more energy. It's getting late. You need sleep soon. Look, I gotta answer Christy too. You do need sleep. You can't stay up forever just 'cause I'm awake, silly. You're gonna change your entire sleep schedule to be like the oddest hours of your day so that you're awake at the same time I am. Wake up at 6 p.m. Yeah. Yeah, I'm usually awake from like, oh god, I don't even know. During the weekday, or not weekdays, during the 4 days that he's working, I wake up at 7, 9, and 7. And then on the off days, I really want to just like sleep in until noon. But it doesn't happen very often. Today was the first day in ages I've been able to sleep in until noon without being woken up beforehand and going back to sleep afterwards. Which is so weird because I went to bed at a decent time too, so I thought I'd wake up around noon or earlier just fine. Unfortunately it would be easier if it was weekdays, but it's not weekdays. It's like he works like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Those are his work days. And Friday, Saturday, and Monday are I get up around 7, and Sunday I get up around 9. And then I don't know when I go to sleep, honestly. It's kind of all over the place. I only stream until like 7 p.m. most days, but no, I know what you meant by 3 p.m. being the time zone difference. I was just talking about my timings. I agree with the 3 p.m. I was just saying, unfortunately, it isn't weekdays is all. That's the only difference I was saying when it comes to what you were saying. I'm not making much sense with how I'm speaking, and I apologize. I'm kind of all over the place. It's been a freaking day. They were inside of me, and I didn't like it. You're not dumb. Shut your mouth. You're not dumb. I know. I know. I agree. Why did it have to be stupid, weird metal and friggin' swabs and nasty stuff? I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. But I guess I have to be responsible and make sure I don't have cancer. Blah. And they like did other tests, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the hell she was doing. Honestly, she's sitting there while I'm uncomfortable as hell going, you know, we're also gonna do a swab for this test, and for this test, and for this test. And I'm just like, just get it over with, please. Chompers. And she tried to, like, okay, you're the only viewer, so I'll say this. She tried to expose my titties to the random nurse that was in the room, which was really weird and annoying. Because she was supposed to do, like, a breast exam to make sure I don't have anything weird there either. And she had me take my bra off, and then she goes, just lift your shirt up. I'll keep it covered with this sheet. And she didn't. She didn't. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Not nice. Not a fun time. Yeah. Yeah. She's nice and she's a decent doctor, but sometimes she makes me be like, huh? I don't get it. And then they were supposed to do the ultrasound today too, but she goes, oh yeah, there's no one in today for the ultrasound. Yeah, definitely. So I had to schedule the ultrasound for next week. Which is dumb, because it's literally just a precautionary to make sure I don't have any friggin' cysts or anything. But, and they're trying to convince me to do the internal ultrasound, which I have avidly refused, which kind of pissed me off, because she loves to go like, oh no, it's your decision. It's your body, it's your decision. And then she keeps going, no, you need to do it this way. You need to do it this way. You need to do it this way. I know, you were sarcastic though. Yeah, it's just dumb. It's frustrating. I don't care how many times she tells me I should do it the other way for the ultrasound. I'm doing it the external way, because nah. The one time I let them do an internal ultrasound, they hurt the shit out of me and I was literally crying. No, I'm not doing that again. Not happening. No. She goes, but we don't get as good of an image when we do an external ultrasound. I go, and you did multiple of them and it was just fine. Because I've had, like, probably, God, at least a dozen ultrasounds over the years. No. No. No pain. You're not a sociopath. You're a masochist. There's a difference. Christy messaged me back again. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, sociopath or masochist, society is gonna be rude about it anyways, so who cares? Screw society. Friggin', I enjoy being in pain and suddenly you're a terrorist. Exactly. Exactly. That enchanted book has a lot of enchantments on it. For a reason. Yeah, fair. I do be feeling good sometimes. Fair. Fair. I think I'm gonna put music on in my ear while I talk to you. If you go live again, let me know so I don't miss it. I think I'll get the notification, but let me know. Alright. I don't know what I'm doing in this game. I don't know about satisfying, but you're allowed your opinion. I just get anxious about making a mess, to be fair. I really hope this idiot that did my blood work today knew what she was doing and didn't give me a ridiculous bruise. Because I'm so sick of having bruising from friggin' blood work. Because in my area, it's really common for people to be junkies when it comes to, like, drugs that you put in your arms. So having a bunch of bruising on my arm makes me look like I'm doing things that I'm not, and it's not great. I'm gonna check on it, honestly, because it's been long enough. Usually I just leave the tape and gauze that they put on me until it falls off, because the tape's such a pain to get off. It tries to take my arm hair off of me. God, I wish I could just shave all my arm hair off, but I would be so frustrated trying to keep up with keeping it off of my arm that it would just be a hassle. Ow. Ow! Fuck you. I even ripped it fast and it still hurt. Yeah, it should be fine. It doesn't look like it'll, it doesn't look like it'll get bruised. Do you need to snuffle into the microphone? You put your nose against the microphone. I don't think Dante's needs your breathing inside his ear. Yeah, she's very sleepy and huffing, so she was just trying to lay on top of my headset. What are you doing next? Pretty baby. Oh, what you doing? Come here. Come here, I'll give you snuggles. You good girl. Yeah, you good girl. The huffs. You good girl. Good puppy. It's bad enough that my animals use my friggin' ass and thighs as pillows like 24/7. You don't need to encourage them. You don't need to encourage them. No encouragement needed. I'll literally fall asleep, and when I wake up, the dog has managed to make herself at home in between my legs, with her head either on my thigh or on my ass or on other places. And I'm like, what are you doing, dog? Well, then come here then. When you're here, you get first dibs. The dog can lay somewhere else. I wish to. Build a boat, build a life, lose your friends, lose your life, settle in, lost in the stone, and cocoon rocks. okay. I'll be here. Forget my northern attitude, oh, I was raised out in the cold. If the sun don't rise till the summertime, forget my northern attitude, oh, I was raised on Little Light. Hey, baby girl. Hey, good puppy. You good puppy. Yeah, you good girl. You sleepy. Yeah. I'm just gonna take a nap. You good girl. Yeah, it's my good girl. Yes. That's only my job. Mine. I'm gonna hunt them down. Gonna beat them up. I just wanna talk. I just wanna talk. I just wanna talk. And I will talk. And other things. Exactly. They're weird and rude. My job, damn it. I will gladly clock into my job every day. Maybe we'll get 40 years together. Maybe I'll be gone. One day I'll be gone. Yes, my love? Sure. I don't mind. Let me put this stuff away in my inventory first, please, and then I will be down. See if I can get less deaths in a medium lobby. You wanna do easy or medium? You said you like medium better usually, right? I'll be quick, I'll be quick. Race, race, race. Maybe we'll get 40 years together. One day I'll be gone. One day you'll be gone. I'm done. I just played easy lobbies last night because I was on my own and I was like, I don't have Dante's to carry me. I don't want to die repeatedly. And then I managed to die repeatedly anyways. I'm not putting these away. I'm just picking them up. Alright. To anyone watching the VOD, bye! I'm switching to Smite. And Dante's, I will get that up and I'll start the stream up again. I love you. I'll see you in a minute. Mwah. You do carry. You entirely carry me. I'll be like 80% dead and you come rushing over and kill like 3 people. Mwah. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Mwah. All the kisses for you. I'll be right back on stream in a second, I promise. Mwah.